UCLA wouldn't die.
No.
I mean, like, that was drama. That was an event. That was one of the best, most well-played basketball games I've seen in years. UCLA, 57 from the field, 47 from the three, only 10 turnovers, competing the way they competed, whether it was Hawkwez, with Johnny Juzang.
Seth,
it was
crazy.
unbelievable.
I got to tell you, I'm happy I made it to the game because I almost got lost with the whole Miley Cyrus concert. I got to tell you, the concert was like an hour long. I'm like, how many songs is she actually going to sing? I got a little bit distracted, and then I came back for the game. I was locked in.
It was like a rain delay. There's no doubt about it. So according to ESPN stats and information, Gonzaga UCLA combined to shoot 58.2%, the highest combined field goal percentage in a Final Four game since, that 85 national championship with Villanova and Georgetown. They combined for 63%. Villanova, I mean, they didn't miss in that game to end up winning, and it felt like UCLA could have pulled off the same type of upset. By the way, standing ovation for Mick Cronin and his program and what they did at UCLA and what they're going to be doing going forward. We have to definitely point that part of it out. But this game, 19 lead changes, just insane how entertaining this game was. And so I got to ask this, and I will duck after asking it. We got the matchup now that we've wanted. We got the headline matchup, Gonzaga-Baylor. However, did we already get the best game in the tournament?
No.
We don't know yet, but not the one.
Be hard to live up to this one.
No.
Be hard to live up to this one.
No.
This game tonight feels like the cigarette after. You know what I'm saying?
No, it does not. The best game in the tournament is when there's the best talent on the court. And it's not a knock to UCLA. I think UCLA had a hell of a year. And I agree with Mick Cronin, Seth. I don't know if you disagree, but I feel like they have turned into one of the best teams in the country. But I want to see the thoroughbreds of Baylor in their guard play go against the likes of Gonzaga. Like, these, to me, are the two best teams in all of college basketball. And they're playing two of the best styles of basketball right now. UCLA is in that conversation, but Baylor's guards and the way they play, how fast they can play, how they can score, how they can defend, I want to see particular matchups that I've been waiting to see because I will put that benchmark to see, okay, Gonzaga's guards are really, really good. Jalen Suggs, really good. I want to see him go against fast, elite defense. I want to see that, Seth.
Yeah, Davion Mitchell and Suggs is going to be an incredible matchup.
Yes.
Now, the one thing, Baylor's going to switch all that perimeter action, all that dribble handoff action before they get to that high middle ball screen. I think a couple things are going to be interesting. The backcourt matchup is going to be fascinating. Look, Baylor guards score 83% of their points. 83% of their points. It's absolutely incredible. On the other hand, you got a Gonzaga team that scores 50 points a game in the paint. 50 points. They had 56 in the paint against UCLA. That's absurd. That's absolutely absurd. Now, I think pace of the game is going to be interesting. One thing that Baylor, I understand Baylor wants to play fast. I understand Baylor obviously has the great guard play. But they still got to take care of the basketball, and their shot selection's got to be good. If they're reckless with the ball, if they're reckless in their shot selection, you know what's going to happen? Gonzaga's going to get out in transition, play ahead of the defense, and going to be laid in the other end because Gonzaga's flow and their early hit is absolutely ridiculous. And the other thing, Jay Will, I'll tell you the other thing, Jay Will, and you talk about this all the time, and you and I know there's a team square off and there's a graphic on the screen. I'm not sure if we're supposed to go through that, but, the 89 points a game, obviously that team really, really scores it. But, we always talk about Gonzaga. They haven't played their schedule, their league. Well, first of all, they challenged themselves non-conference. They really challenged themselves non-conference. I mean, and they should have had the Baylor game. It had to get delayed, obviously, because of COVID. But they played the Kansas. They played the West Virginias. They played the Virginias. They had an incredible non-conference schedule. They played Iowa. But every time they've been pushed to the brink, every time they've had game pressure, they've made a play.
No, they have guys that can make plays. I agree with you,
They've made a play. But on the other hand, when Baylor came out of that pause, they weren't Baylor. But if you look at their and they weren't Baylor defensively especially, but now you look at their defensive numbers. 44 from the field, 29 from the three-point line. Playing Arkansas and Wisconsin and Villanova and still forcing 16.5 turnovers a game. All of a sudden, as you would say, they got their swag back.
Yes, they do. Seth, I got to tell you, though, For some players have dreams when it comes to the Final Fours, and some other players have nightmares. And I'm just going to tell you, I feel like this is as great of a year as it was for Mick Cronin and UCLA. Like, as a player, there's also that nightmare. And Seth, I'm going to say this, and I'm sure it's going to bring you back to this place. You know that if you're able to score a bucket in the dwindling seconds and you tie the game, you need it too, tie the game, you automatically, like, you always have to think next play, right? And one of the things I know is going to haunt UCLA is you score that bucket. Where are your players?
Yep.
Turn around defensively. Where are we? Because the one thing you can't let happen is you can't let somebody just turn face and mosey their way on up the court, Seth. You know what I mean? And for UCLA, if you're able to get defensively in that position after OT, after you make that bucket, and really force Jalen Suggs to not go towards change direction a couple times, he probably doesn't make that shot. He never even gets the ball all the way up the length of the court. And those are the things sometimes as a player, you're like, man, everybody's talking about how great of a game it was. And Jalen Suggs, if we had just been in that defensive position just early enough to see it and make him zigzag a couple of times, he's not even getting the ball across half court.
That's a great point, Jay. Well, and I'll tell you, on the other side of it, how about Gonzaga's players knew, without a doubt, they knew. Ball goes in, we're taking it out. And how quickly Drew Timme got the ball out of the net. I mean, it was boom. He got it out of the net. The ball found Suggs. And I was almost wondering if UCLA was thinking they were going to call timeout, or, yeah, you don't want to foul in that situation, but you have to turn the ball handle like 3.3 seconds. If you can turn the ball handler one time, all right, we're playing overtime too, and we all get another 5 minutes to watch this incredible game. But, I mean, Jalen Suggs just has it. I'm like some guys, like you had it, Jay Will. I mean, you were built different. You know, the Cal uses that line, built different. You were built different. Some guys are just built different.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.